Ginger, I've tried everything and I still haven't reunited with my child. I've written a men's letter. I reach out once a week. I drip love. I've worked on myself. Why am I not reuniting? This is a question I get all the time. And this video, we're going to share hope, but more importantly, I'm going to share why you haven't reunited yet and what you can do about it. So right now, if you're watching this video, drop in the comments if you feel hopeful. If you feel without hope, just put hopeful or without hope if you're watching this right now. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about what's keeping you from reuniting and what you can do about this. If you haven't already liked and shared this video, and stay on until the end. This video will be short, only about 20 minutes, where I will give you some next steps on how to reunite and something you can do tonight to have the opportunity to talk to a reunited mom and child and ask them anything you want. They reunited after 7 years. Their daughter's in her early 20s. And I want to help you tonight. So if you're listening right now, put in the comments, hope or hopeless. So I know where everybody's at. Okay. And if you haven't already, like this video, share it to your homepage, share it to a group. We thank everyone for being here. So let's get started. So Anita just said, eventually hopeful but confused. It's been 2.5 years, 2 girls. I'm so sorry, Anita. Anybody else want to share the situation they're in? Because I think this is great so I can see where everyone's at so we can, I have hope. Carolyn Prophet, that's great. So if anyone wants to put in the comments why they think they haven't reunited yet so I can answer that, that would be great too. Okay, so let's get started. So there's a few reasons why you haven't reunited yet, even though you're thinking you're doing everything right. So the most basic one is you aren't doing the one thing that you need to do to reunite. Now this might seem a lot counterintuitive, but a lot of parents contact me and they're like, Ginger, why? I text them once a month. Should I send them a gift? Should I send them flowers? Should I send them a card? Should I call them? And I always ask the same question. Does your kid know you want to see them? Now, if your kid doesn't know you exist, if you have no way to contact your kid, if you don't know they're getting the messages or you're blocked, that's one thing. But if you know they're getting your messages, if you know you want to see them, then you have to focus on the underlying issue. Now, this issue could be your lack of emotional dysregulation. This means that you get triggered easily by the other parent or by the kid when they say, I don't like you, I hate you, stuff like that. That's one possibility. The other thing is that you are becoming an expert on parental alienation. You're in all the groups, you've read the books, you are the seminars, but you're not an expert on your own family dynamic, your own family history, more importantly, an expert on reuniting. I know so many parents who spend time coaching other parents, but they haven't reunited yet. Whatever you want to, whatever advice you give another parent, you should do it yourself. But more importantly, instead of listening to other parents, and this, I get this all the time. People say, well, someone told me. I'm like, who? A psychologist. Which psychologist? Someone on Facebook. Listen to people who have reunited. So why should you listen to me? I'm Ginger Gentile. I directed 2 documentaries on this subject. The last one, Erasing Family, which you can watch for free on YouTube. I've worked with, and in that documentary, I studied what causes families to reunite, and they all follow the same pattern. And that's when I felt called upon to coach and reunite families in real time. Not just make movies about it, but to actually help families. And I've now helped hundreds of families, and many have reunited. If you don't believe me, go to reversingparentalalienation.com and look at the testimonials there. But also, this is personal for me because as a kid, I suffered and was traumatized by my parents' high conflict divorce, and I was alienated. And I just wanted to get away from the conflict. We don't talk about this enough. We talk about so much about the kids who align with one parent, but we don't talk about the kids who say, I am done. I don't want anything to do. So let's get those comments rolling. I want to see some more comments. Anita is like very sad. Right, so like, to recap point 1, the one thing you aren't doing is what you need to do to reunite. And so many parents focus on reaching out. The first thing they ask me is, what should I text them? Should I call them? Should I write a letter? How often? What should I say? And then I revealed something. I could take your phone and text with you, and if you haven't done the internal work, these texts probably won't work. Now, I can give you better texts and we can refine that, but not one alienated kid who reunited said to me, Ginger, the reason why I reunited with my parent is because they sent me a text message once a week and not once every 2 weeks. They sent me a text message once a month. They sent me flowers and not a book. Kids are attracted back to their parent because they give them the one thing the alienator can't, unconditional love. That parent is healthy. They're able to provide for them emotionally and financially. They've done the work and they're ready. So instead of trying to prove that you're alienated, so many parents come to me and say, am I being alienated? Listen to this, listen to this, listen to how awful. And then I go, yeah, so what? Just because you prove you're alienated doesn't mean a magical parental alienation fairy like myself or a judge or a lawyer or some social worker is going to come down and solve your problems for you. So stop trying to figure out what parental alienation is, if you're estranged or alienated, and start focusing on how you can heal this family dynamic. Because whether you are estranged or alienated, there's something else going on. If there's an emotional cutoff, the root causes are all the same. So I'm just looking at some of the comments. So let's keep those comments going, right? So I know some parents who are like, how should I reach out? I'm like, your kids don't want to talk to you because you're an emotional wreck. And I know that because they're an emotional wreck when they talk to me. Or they're like, I've been accused of drinking. Do you drink? Well, yeah, not. Clean up the behavior that's causing the alienation that you can control. Instead of saying, why do I have to do this? This is so unfair. Do the work. Reason number 2 that's stopping you from reuniting. Your kid isn't ready. Now, you need to be ready for when your kid is ready, and you don't know when that's going to happen. I'm going to show you a testimonial that I just got a few days ago from a mom who reunited. But if your kid is living with the alienator, and that alienator says, if you see the other parent, I'm going to beat you, I'm going to take away your car, your phone, I'm going to stop loving you, that's a very hard position for a kid to reunite. Can you hear me now? Is this better? Courage? Let me know if this sounds better, because someone just said it's muffled. So just like drop in the chat if it's better. Because I want to make sure everyone is able to hear. Okay. So yes, that's better? Okay. Yeah. I'm in a noisy place, so I'm using this microphone so you can hear me better. But your kid isn't ready. Now, what we can do is we can attract the kid back. We can show that you're ready because you're energetically connected. But most importantly, it's not just waiting, it's preparing. It's actively preparing for your kid so when your kid is ready, you reunite. And I'm going to share an email I got from a mother who started to work with me in December. So that is about a month ago. Okay? She's a member of the Roadmap program, so our group coaching program. Ginger. 2 days ago, my son called me after 14 years of no contact. We met briefly today and reconnected. Small steps. He said he needs a lot of space. He said the catalyst was seeing his best friend who just had a baby. The baby fell asleep on my son's chest. The next day, he called me. He wanted to connect with me sooner, but he felt he didn't have all the tools yet. Today, he said he had enough tools in his toolbox and will be adding more. Thank you, Ginger. My aha moment was the first lesson of the roadmap about expectations. Expect your child to ring the doorbell. Be ready. Wow. Who would want to write that? That's 14 years of no contact. Who was inspired by that? Write connect in the chat if that gave you hope. Write connect in the chat if hearing that mom who after 1 month of being on the roadmap, her son reached out to her, and that's always the best way when they reach out to you. So write connect. Alicia, Courage, Limai, Crystal, write connect if that inspired you. 14 years, and in 1 month of the roadmap, her son reached out to her because her son wasn't ready yet. He didn't have the tools. Maybe he had to do therapy. So what we can do is there's ways to give them aha moments. There's ways that we can leverage connections to reach out better through group text. But if your kid is trapped in the house of the alienator and you're still fighting with them, they're not going to reunite with you. If they are still dependent on the alienator, they're not going to reunite with you, or it has to be done in secret. Or the alienator has to do something like drive them out of the house, throw them out of the house, which actually happens a lot. So I'm getting some connects. So someone said, hey girl, I'm a mom erased. I'm so sorry. If this resonates with you, Mezda, I hope I'm saying that right, right connect. Courage, right connect. Lee, right connect. Crystal, I see Curtis Arnold, Anita, Carolyn, everybody right connect, because that's how we're going to be keeping in touch with you. So Mahisa, right connect, because you're going to get a special message and an invitation for a special training. So we went through 3 basic ways. One is you're not doing the thing that you should be doing to reconnect. And a lot of times parents focus on reaching out, how to text, how often, and not their own emotional regulation, building a life that attracts our kids back. I know parents who coach other parents, but they haven't reunited yet. Coach yourself, get help, be inspired by people who are reuniting. And I worked with a dad who was always trying to figure out ways to send messages to his kids. And his kids were like 13 in high school. And I was like, dude, you literally wrote them an email 2 weeks ago saying you didn't want to talk to them on the phone anymore because it was too stressful. Or I've had parents who say, I secretly hate my kid. Well, they don't want to talk to you. You need to work on those emotions. One mom, she was like, today, how often should I text my daughter? We went over it. And I thought our texts were pretty good. I'm like, how's your relationship with your ex? Well, it's 20 years, we're still fighting. I'm like, she's not going to connect with you if you're still fighting. And we worked on ways for them to reduce the fighting. So the third way, so here's what I'm thinking. I've worked with a lot of families, a lot of parents who after one session reunite. And then I've worked with some other parents where I'll take them 10 sessions or months after we work together, they reunite. And I'm like, okay, why do some people reunite so quickly? Who here would want to know why some people reunite super fast? Like this mom, she started working with me in December and her son reached out to her a month later. Or people who reunite after one session. If anyone is interested in what all the families that reunite quickly have in common, write connect or write interested. If you've already write connect, write interested. Because so far no one has said they're interested. So maybe I won't share the big secret on what gets you to reunite soon. Because so far no one's said that. Okay, I guess I'll keep the secret to myself. I don't like to force people to reunite. So no one's interested. Okay, I'll keep the secret myself. Let's see, interested. Okay, I now have a few people who are interested. Okay. I work with 2 types of parents. There's parents who try to tell me that they're doing everything right. They give me a lot of background information, and they talk about how their ex is so harmful and how no one will help, and they try to prove to me and other people that they're being alienated. These people reunite, but they take longer. Like right now, Mezda, I have no money. My son is stuck with a real monster. What can I do, Mezda? Can I be the fairy that helps you? No. This is what takes people a long time to reunite. The other person is awful, is a monster. Help me. I don't know what to do. You know who reunites? The parents who work with me who say, I'm willing to try something new. Whatever you got, Ginger, what do I have to do? Teach me. Tell me what to do. And I don't tell parents what to do, but we work to find out a solution. They're like, I'm all in. I'm going to try something new because what I've been doing for months, a year, decades has not been working. So Mesa, I'm willing to try something new. Mark Smith, I know the secrets. Working with Ginger in her sessions. I've learned so much so far from Ginger. Thank you. Mike says the quicker the reunion usually points to the alienator allowing access in some way. True, Mike, but often we have to work so the alienator gives us the access, and we can do that. And everyone says, not with my alienator. Go to the website, see the testimonials. Um, and here's the thing, the parents reunite quickly. A lot of times they had really, really bad cases. Like, it's not like the ones who had the easy cases reunite quicker and the ones who had the bad cases took longer. I realize that has nothing to do with it. I've had people who had crazy exes. I'm working with a dad who reunited very quickly. The mom, narcissist, psychopath, and a cop who put a restraining order against him. He's now seeing his daughter. And a New York City cop, you do not mess with this lady. She tried to run him off the road saying, yeah, go call the cops. They're all my friends. Okay? So Nita Berger, what's the YouTube and the group called? So it's called The Roadmap, and here's the group right there. So the people who reunite, they surrender, they're willing to try something new, and they stop trying to prove this. They get back in their mom and dad energy. They become magnets, and they drop trying to prove and be desperate and get sympathy. And as soon as you do that, and some people it takes 5 minutes, for some people it takes 5 weeks, for some people it takes 5 months working with me. I'm on your timeline now. That's how you reunite quickly. So my ex-husband has a cop friend and he's a narc too. So it just means that we have to try a little harder. It doesn't mean it's impossible. This dad, his mom, the mom was a narcissistic cop who had a restraining order against him. He's now hanging out with his daughter alone without a court order. He did not go to the courts. Sometimes you need to go to the courts, but most of the time, this has been going on for a while, the courts will just make it worse and it's a big waste of money. So who here would love to get more tips like this, get lessons on how to reunite that you can take any time? But here's the best part. Get a group coaching call with me and other ex-alienated kids who reunited. I call them my kid coaches, where you can ask them anything you want about what caused them to reunite. We have one coach who reunited with her dad after 44 years, one kid who reunited with his mom after 12 years, and tonight, in about 10 minutes after this live, I'm going to have on a mom and a daughter who reunited after 7 years of no contact. If this interests you, and you're willing to reunite, because some parents don't want to reunite. They're not ready yet, and that's okay. I never tell people you have to reunite, even though your kids need you and they're begging you because you're the healthy parent. If you are unwilling to put in time and invest in this, I'm not talking about a lot of money, but there is a cost, that is okay. But I want you to think about what this is costing you right now. The therapy, perhaps the drinking problems, perhaps the lost jobs, perhaps you can't date and have a relationship. And the worst part, you feel like a failed parent. You're ashamed to tell people, I don't know where my kid is. I haven't seen them in 10 years. So if you're interested, I'm going to put you a link in the chat right now. You can go to reversingparentalalienation.com. You scroll down, there's a link to buy, and you can see all the testimonials. But we're going to get on a group coaching call in 10 minutes. So if you want to get on, you have to act fast. And if you don't, you can join for next week. But we start at 7:30 Eastern and it's 7:20 Eastern right now. So if you want that, I'm going to send you the link right now. Anyone else want it? Only Mezda is interested? Okay. So I'm going to reply in a comment and in a private message to you, okay? So here's the link to the roadmap course. We start in 10 minutes. Interview a reunited mom and daughter tonight. Other kid coaches. I'll be on the call too tonight. And here's the link. So Mezda, I just sent that to you. Anyone else want to join tonight? Kaylin, I would love more tips. Awesome. Get on the call because it's this call time is great for Australia. It's a little hard. So I just put that in the reply to your message, Kayleen, and the link is in the group description. Anyone else? Carolyn Cormer Profit, I think you're in already. I will reply anyway. Okay. Anyone else want to join us tonight? Anita. So she asked about the cost. Yes, but that is for 3 months of access to the group coaching, and you have lifetime access to the course. So if you were to work with a lawyer, that is less than an hour of a lawyer's time. And I've had parents say that 1 hour of the roadmap is worth 10 hours. So the first step to get out of this pattern of being a victim is to say, instead of I can't afford this or this is too much, how can I afford this? How can I make this work? Because right now I'm sure you're spending a lot of time, money, and energy and sadness being alienated, and your kids need you. Let's see, anyone else? So Kayleen, it would be in 10 minutes from now. So whatever time it is now, this group starts in 10 minutes, but also all of the calls are recorded. So there's some parents who never join us live, and you can ask questions. We have a new platform where you can put in Q&A. We have a Q&A where you can leave a question at any time. Let me see who else. Barb, okay, I'm going to send you a message. Barb Day, message sent. Kevin Dyke, I'm sending you a message right now. Hope to see you on tonight. Carrie Ty, reply. So I'm sending messages. Anyone have a question about the roadmap? So this is like a really good time for Australia because it's your morning. It is for people in Europe. It is a little late, but they're all there. So let's see. I'm going to check to see who joined tonight. Oh, we just had a person join. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So if you're having trouble or any issues, the chat's open for like a few more minutes. Let me know if anybody has a question about why they haven't reunited yet or a question about the roadmap. And we're having so much success. I just want to share again the comment of the mother who reunited. Just because I would love for you to write me an email like this. So she started in December. Ginger, 2 days ago, my son called me after 14 years. Ginger, 2 days ago, my son called me after 14 years of no contact. We met briefly today and reconnected, small steps. He said he needs a lot of space. He said the catalyst was seeing his best friend who just had a baby. The baby fell asleep on my son's chest. The next day he called me. He wanted to connect with me sooner, but he felt he didn't have all the tools yet. Today he said he had enough tools in his toolbox and will be adding more. Thank you, Ginger. My aha moment was the first lesson of the roadmap, expectation. Expect your child to ring the doorbell. Be ready. Who would like that too? Hi, Cindy. We're talking about what you need to do to reunite, and you know what the next step is, Cindy, because you're always on these calls. So maybe one day I'll see you in the roadmap. So I'm going to just send you this message right now. So in the roadmap, Cindy, in about 5 minutes, we're going to have a mom and daughter who reunited after 7 years of no contact. She's in her early 20s, and they're going to spill all the beans about what led them to reunite. So I'm so excited for everybody. Any other questions? Because I'm going to get off, because in about 5 minutes, we're going to get on the roadmap. And this is once a week we have a call. Cindy, I just sent you a message on your next step. Right? So click on that link, Cindy, and we're going to get on a call in a few minutes, and you're invited to join. Cindy, how much are you paying right now to not be reunited? How much is that costing you? Because what I do is an energy exchange. I'm an ex-alienated kid, and I'm doing this full time. Because when I was doing this just for free with the Erasing Family movie, and I did this for many years, I got burnt out and I felt used. And when you give money, it's saying, I'm committed to this, this is important to me, and I value your time. Because I represent your alienated child, because that's what I went through. So you're saying, I value your time, your energy, and your resources, and The roadmap is less than 1 hour of a lawyer for 3 months of group coaching plus lifetime access to the lessons. But more importantly, you have hope and you have a plan. So Kayleen and Sydney, I'm going to challenge both of you. Instead of, I can't afford this, what can I do to afford this? Because if you say, Ginger, I don't think you can help me, just say, you can't help me, okay? But go to the website, look at the free video, investigate, see that, reach out to us. If you need a little help, we can give a little help, okay? Anyone who reaches out to us, we give them a discount. But you have to be ready and you have to ask. Because that's important, because this is an energy exchange and that you're valuing the time. And you're valuing the other kid coaches who I also pay to teach lessons, right? Because this is what enables us to spend all day learning and helping and giving back and creating the best program ever. But it's up to you what you want to invest in, what you choose to put your money on, and you can always put this on a credit card and pay it off. Okay? 2 new comments. Wonderful. Well, the people who signed up, I will see you in a little bit, and I hope you all have a wonderful time reuniting, and we'll be here next week. Share this video, and remember, don't say I can't, ask how do I reunite? How do I afford this? You'll definitely find a way. I know you, Cindy, you've been on here for a long time. I know that if you're committed to this, you'll find a way, and you too, Kayleen. Because you spent $60,000, didn't work. So this is what always gets me. I spent all this money and it didn't work. So I won't spend a little money on something that could work and it has testimonials to prove it. Good night. Going to go to the roadmap now. Talk to y'all soon.